Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Simon Timms. I am affiliated with robertsplace.org and excited to have the opportunity to share with you, hopefully, some more information that can be helpful as you develop healthy relationships with one another and be able to support those who are struggling with suicide ideation, anxiety, depression, and so forth. The last couple of weeks, if you remember, I have talked about the levels of communication, level 1, level 2, and level 3. We were focusing on level 2 and level 3. Level 2 is I feel statements. Level 3 is understanding our own negative core beliefs or insecurities and understanding each other's. We talked about having an agenda in our communication rather than have an open listening to what's being said to us. And I kind of addressed our parents with that a little bit. Today, guys, I'd like to talk about the validation formula. The validation formula is it's a very simple 3-step formula that we use to help people understand that we are trying to connect with them. The first step in the validation formula is validate the emotion. And that can be a simple statement as, wow, I can really see you're frustrated right now, or I can really sense that you're angry right now. What we want to be able to do is help the person we're talking to understand that we're with you in this. We get it. We're kind of empathizing. So level 1, it's really important that the other person knows that we're there and we care for them. Also, I like to use that when maybe we have a child coming to us who caught up in some drama and kind of wants us to figure it out for them. We want to be able to let them know, yeah, I get it, son. I can see you're frustrated, or I can see you're sad, or I can see you're anxious. I can hear that in your voice. It's a way for them to be able to go, oh, wow, dad's listening, or mom's listening, or auntie's listening. It's a way for them to feel listened to and supported. The second step after that is what we call encourage with confidence. So once we've validated that we hear what they're saying and we can feel the emotion they're experiencing and we're connecting with them on that, the next is to encourage. And what I'm going to do with this is just say something as simple as, you know what, honey, I am so confident in you that you can figure this out. So many times, guys, our kids come to us expecting us maybe to fix their problems for them. And a lot of us do. A lot of us do just kind of figure it out. And then what happens is our kids don't learn how to deal with emotion. They don't learn how to deal with anxiety or depression or anger, which are all natural emotions. And if we don't allow them to figure it out at an early age, then they will find other ways to try to figure it out. And a lot of the time is you see a lot of our youth get caught up in drug use, alcohol use, and all other abuses out there. Food, pornography, many other ways to deal with the emotions they don't know how to deal with. So we're gonna retrain our whole process on how we're gonna interact with our young people. And when they come to us with an emotion, first of all we're gonna validate. Second of all, we're gonna encourage with confidence. And that second statement is as simple as, honey, I know you got this. I know you can do this, and we'll support you through this. But you got it. We're allowing our child to think, wow, my parents do believe in me, or this respected adult does believe in me right now, that I can overcome this challenge, this emotion, whatever I'm facing right now. And it gives them the confidence to be able to do that. Rather than us swooping them in and saving the day, they get to figure that out. The last step is unconditional love. We're going to share unconditional love with them. And that's a simple statement as, I love you, honey. Or I love you, son. I love you, man. And we can do that, guys. We can do this in many different areas of our lives. And I know I'm kind of addressing more parent-child, but I'd like to share an experience. I was working with a colonel in the Army a few years ago, and he was working in his office. He was kind of a paper shuffler, super nice guy, and he was going for this promotion. And he and this other colonel were going for this promotion, and they both worked in the same office. And he ended up getting the promotion, and the other guy didn't. So what the other guy did was he would just keep running to him to solve his problems for him. And I said, well, let me teach you something that'll help you work with this guy and not feel, because he kind of felt guilty that he got the promotion and the other guy didn't. So he thought he was going to be able to, he wanted to kind of help him along, and he was just worsening his situation because the guy would keep coming to him with all his problems and all his work that he couldn't do. He would come to the colonel. So I taught the colonel this. I said, I want you the next time the guy comes to you that wants you to kind of solve what he's got going on and do his work for him, I want you to say, man, I can tell you're struggling with this assignment. I can see it's kind of got you kind of worked up a little bit. But you know what, man? I know you can do this. I know you can figure this out. Now, one colonel to another colonel is probably not going to say, I love you. But he did say, hey, you know what? We're cool. We're good. This is good. Our relationship is still strong. He said, you couldn't believe the look on the other guy's face because he was so used to me figuring his stuff out that he actually walked away. He said that was the last time he came to me to figure out his stuff because I put it back on him where it needed to be. It was his responsibility to work through the issue that he was facing. So, guys, you can use this. You can use the validation formula. You can use it with your partners. You can use it with friends. You can use it at work. You can use it anywhere. Anyway, we have to be careful, though. We have to be careful when we use the validation formula that we are using it sincerely and we're not using it sarcastically. Let me give you an example. Oh, man, I can see you're struggling with that. You got it. You can figure it out. We're cool. It has to be genuine. It has to come from the heart. It has to be, wow, bud, I can see you're really struggling. Well, you're upset with this right now. Man, you got this. I so believe in you that you can do this, man. And I love you. I love you, kid. I think we have to be able to present it in such a way that they feel that they are being supported. As we do this, and as we tie in our levels of communication, and as we tie in our compassion and love for one another, we will develop and stronger and foster healthier relationships because we're based on honesty, we're based on respect, and we're being genuine. When we're transparent with one another, and they can see what each other are about, that there's nothing hidden. And that's the meaning of integrity, guys. It's making the right decision when there's nobody around to witness you're making the right decision. We want to be able to trust one another. We want to be able to love one another. Let's use our levels of communication. Let's be open in our communication, but let's be real with it. Let's be genuine with it. And let's be compassionate in our responses. Let's support one another in our responses. Let's not have an agenda. Let's not a determined answer in the back of my head before we've listened to what's being said. So we call that active listening. I know we talked about that last week, but I'm gonna reiterate these things because it's important. And then now we're going to add in the validation formula. Guys, as you do this, you will help lift each other. You will help lift each other through anxiety, through depression, because you are listening. You're actively listening, and then you are validating, which means you're showing empathy. And an empathy is a way for you to relate to people on an emotional level. People will grow stronger. They will feel better about themselves. They will gain more self-confidence, more self-worth, which is quite honestly the opposite to anxiety and depression. They don't have that. So we hope to interact with our friends and help get their self-worth to maybe an 8, 9, 10 out of 10. At the same time, we're doing the same for ourselves. Because when we are showing love and support to each other, when we serve each other, guys, we are finding ourselves. So we want to lose ourselves in the service of our God and our people. Let's continue to do that. Guys, I hope this was helpful. We're going to have many of these broadcasts. If you wish to go back and take a look at an earlier broadcast, please go to robertsplace.org. There will be a link to our YouTube page where you can go, and everything will be in one place where you can go back and take a look at all our past history, our past video recordings. So, guys, enjoy yourselves. If you have any more questions, please please reach out to us. But in the meantime, jump on, you can go to YouTube Live through robertsplace.org. Everything's archived so you can get the information that you need. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I look forward to speaking with you next time. Thank you. Take care. Bye, guys.